Recovery 360, it came from my experience and Mariana's experience, both personal and professionally, with people who are in recovery and seeking recovery. What I began to realize early on was that talk therapy could only take people so far. There's parts of the brain and parts of the, let's call it the soul or the spirit, that can only be touched through other means, such as breath work or meditation, guided meditations, catharsis, dyads, buddy assist, things where you can really touch that part of yourself that you don't get through talking. So I began in my own work as a therapist creating experiential treatments for people through art, sight, sound, all of the senses, so that they could experience the freedom and the joy of letting go. And what I began to realize that even people in long-term recovery still experience a plateau or a wall or a barrier that they hadn't yet broken through. And it comes from my experience, the ego, where the ego is still running the show. And so the workshop was created in order to have people who either are seeking recovery or maybe they have been in recovery for a number of years and they're not having the full experience of recovery, so that you can begin to open yourself up and see your true, authentic self as perfect, whole, complete, and that you already have everything that it possibly could take in order to create whatever it is you say you want in life, and that we can support you in that with the tools that we offer.
Personally, for me, my brother was an addict and he passed away in 2015. He was in and out of 3 different rehab centers, and what I noticed was that, just like Millie was saying, there was a lot of talk therapy, but there really wasn't a space for release. There wasn't a space for release and to connect with that emotion and allow yourself to feel it and allow yourself to let that energy move through you and release it. And so that's how I found breath work, and I started practicing my own breath work and my own meditation, and then really decided everybody needs to do this, whether you're a recovering addict, whether it's addictions to drugs or sex, or just addiction to social media, or sugar, right? Like food, exactly. There's this magic of being able to bring together these, transformational tools with the energetics of a meditation and the energetics of a breath that really are, it's so powerful to leave a workshop where you get both, right? So now I have my conscious, right? My conscious tools that I can practice every day. And then I'm also accessing this emotion and this energy that I've been repressing for such a long time, and I'm allowing it to come up and out of my body. And that's where the healing takes place.
Absolutely. And one of the things for this workshop that's different maybe than some of the things is we want people here to have an embodied experience of recovery. It's my experience personal from being an addict myself for 15 years and being in recovery for 16 now, that there's this experience of an embodiment of recovery, which means that I've regained or recovered what is lost, so that the things that I lost in addiction were like joy, authenticity, courage, inspiration, love. I didn't have those experiences. And so when I was in talk therapy, and I still think talk therapy is great, it was cerebral, meaning it was up in my mind. And it wasn't until I could move into the body and really feel and experience those things flow through me and back out again, that I was able to really have that strong experience that I have recovered, and that I can now be in a place to create the life I always knew I was meant to have. I always knew that I wanted, but I didn't know how to do that, or I didn't have the courage, or I didn't think it was possible. And now I know that everything is possible. We want all of our participants, when you come to our workshop, we want you to leave with a taste of that you've had a taste of the experience of the embodiment of recovery, not just up in your head intellectually leaving with tools that you may or may not be able to apply.
Mm-hmm. And the last thing that I want to add is what the beautiful part about a workshop like Recovery 360 is the people that you meet at the workshop. you always leave with a friend. Sometimes when we're going through a hard time, we think that we're alone. We think that we're the only person that's going through something this difficult. And then we show up to a workshop and realize that we're not alone. And because that how interactive this is, and we really work hard on having all of our attendees connect and share their story, you leave with a friend, you leave with a family, you leave knowing that if you ever need anything, you can pick up the phone, call, and someone's going to be on the other side of that to support you and accept exactly where you are and love you through the whole entire process.
Yeah, it's really a place to come and find your community, to create the community that you've always wanted in the family.
Mm-hmm.